So I've been with Spectrum for over the past 6 years and have mostly been satisfied with them. So why would I switch if I was mostly satisfied with them? Well, I had Spectrum's 1 gig plan for $89.99, which offered 940 megabits down and 35 megabits for the upload speed. But that was just getting too expensive each month, as I'm trying to cut costs these days. And honestly, who isn't? So I then downgraded to Spectrum's $49.99 plan. And that offered 300 megabits down and 10 megabits for the upload speed. But the thing is, I really missed having that better upload speed. So having hands-on experience with the T-Mobile Home Internet after recommending it to several people in my area, I knew I can get a better upload speed. So here's the thing. I ran into a few issues at first, but I managed to get them resolved. So if you were considering switching to the T-Mobile Home Internet from Spectrum, here is what you're going to want to know. First off, I got in my car and drove down to the T-Mobile store. That's just over an hour away from me. I signed up for the service, then I drove back home. I got it all set up and installed, and things seemed to be great until they weren't. I started to get intermittent problems and random disconnects with the gateway losing signal. I tried moving the gateway to different parts of the house, and I even put a fan by it to rule out any overheating issues. After still having problems with the gateway, I decided to get it exchanged, thinking that that would fix the issue. Unfortunately, it did not. So now I went back to the drawing board, making sure that the firmware's gateway was up to date. And that happens overnight automatically between 1 to 4 a.m. Pacific time. And it's sent in stages and cannot manually be requested. I then got the random idea to unplug my Ethernet setup and switch everything to Wi-Fi using the built-in router. Now, I've always been one to use a hardwired connection because you get the best speeds that way. That's how I've always used it with Spectrum. So now, after ditching the Ethernet cord and having everything on Wi-Fi, that fixed the issue so far. The gateway has now been running for the past several days without losing its connection. Now, after doing some research, it does appear that other people are having the same issue with Ethernet ports on this particular gateway. Now, I'm hoping that in a future firmware update that this issue gets fixed, because honestly, how many businesses sign up with this that use Ethernet as their main source? So, at this point in time, am I happy with the T-Mobile Home Internet? Yes. So now that you've heard my story regarding the T-Mobile Home Internet from a previous Spectrum customer of over 6 years, do I recommend it to you? So here's the main thing. The T-Mobile speeds do slow down during peak times, which is funny because I don't pay for TV subscriptions. I mostly use the Freevee app. It's an app by Amazon that's powered by advertisements. While using this app, I see constant advertisements from Spectrum showing that the T-Mobile Home Internet slows down during peak times and Spectrum delivers a stable connection.
Plus, Stella's T-Mobile Home Internet slows down at peak times. Abby gets fast and reliable internet that's there when she needs it most.
It's just a funny commercial out there. So, you know that Spectrum is getting scared and is losing customers. So when I called Spectrum to disconnect my service, and yes, you do have to call them, you can't chat with them. The reason Spectrum requires you to call them is because Spectrum is going to give you this whole spiel about, oh, we can lower your bill and try to get you a better deal to stay with them. So the Spectrum agent was asking me all sorts of questions, and honestly, you don't have to answer any of them, but I willingly did. They asked who my new provider was. I told them T-Mobile Home Internet. And they gave the whole spiel about, T-Mobile slows down during peak times. My rebuttal to that was, yes, but you only offer upload speeds of 35 megabits per second. Once they heard that, they gladly disconnected my service. So now, should you consider making the switch? I bet you're not happy with Spectrum, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. Here's the thing, if everything just works, it works and it's great. You don't even give it a second thought. But if you're looking to switch, then you're having a pain point in one form or another. Maybe your Spectrum service goes out constantly and you're just looking for another provider, or you're tired of the constant price hikes with Spectrum. So the first thing is, with the T-Mobile Home Internet, it depends on your location. It depends on how close you are to the T-Mobile tower. If you don't have any T-Mobile service by you, then this isn't even an option. I will say, you will generally get less speeds with the T-Mobile Home Internet, especially during those peak time hours, which is usually late at night, after 8 o'clock typically, especially on the weekends. So during those peak times, if you have 1 to 2 people in your household, it's probably going to be okay. But on the other hand, if you have more than 3 people in your household and they all stream a lot of video content, then you're going to run into an issue. So what you need to do is first find out if T-Mobile even works in your area. There are 2 ways to test this out. First, I would download the T-Mobile app. You can try the service for 3 months. So download the app on your phone, try it out, and you will get 3 months to try out the T-Mobile service. If you find that you get good download and upload speeds, just note that the T-Mobile Home Internet is placed on a lower priority, which does slow down during those peak times. But if you consistently, even during peak times, if you consistently get awesome download and upload speeds, then you know that this would be a good contender. The second thing you can do is simply try out the T-Mobile Home Internet service. They do offer a 15-day guarantee. So within 15 days, if you decide that it's not for you, you can go ahead and return the gateway. No contracts. I will note that T-Mobile now does charge a $35 device connection fee, which is just fancy terms for an activation fee. It's funny because T-Mobile was known for getting rid of fees when John Ledger was CEO.
We are going to redefine a stupid, broken, arrogant industry.
But now, under Mike Sievert, the new CEO, I'm starting to see certain things T-Mobile is doing that is returning them to their old ways, unfortunately. But trial the service for 15 days to see if it's a good fit for you. Now, here's something that will benefit you later on down the road if you decide to sign back up with Spectrum. If you were to go back to Spectrum in the future, that would bring you in as a new customer, and you would get the best promotional pricing possible. Current customers can get reduced pricing if they call and talk to several agents with Spectrum, but new customers generally always get the best possible price. So if in the future you drop the T-Mobile Home Internet and went back to Spectrum, you can get additional, better promotional pricing. I also want to mention, and this is very important for Spectrum mobile customers, if you do cancel the Spectrum Home Internet service and you have Spectrum Mobile, your Spectrum Mobile lines will now have a $10 fee each month to access the network. So now, if this is you, you're going to be in the market for a different cell phone provider. But no worries, I'm going to help you out with this. I do have a video I want you guys to check out, which goes through who I have as a cell phone carrier, and they don't charge any extra fees. So guys, I will see you over there.